What's up everybody, and welcome in Monte Carlo for round 6 of the championship. Monaco is a unique race, overtaking is difficult and that makes qualifying very important. So we are now jumping on board to have a look at my qualifying lap. Coming around the final corner to start the lap. The track is damp and drying out after we got hit by rain in the first part of the session, so that gives us a bonus challenge as we brake for turn 1, hitting the apex nicely and trying to maximize our exit speed up the hill, avoiding the wall on the left there and using half of my curse as we are shifting up to 7th gear, down 3 gears and trying to stay as much to the left as possible for good pace through this right-hander at Casino Square in 3rd gear, accelerating and up to 5th gear before braking and downshifting to 1st gear for Mirabeau, now in sector 2, using as much of the track as possible to open up the slowest corner on the calendar, that is this hairpin, keeping it in 1st gear for the right-hander before shifting up to 2nd gear for the 2nd right-hander, missing the apex there, but on the throttle as early as possible and using the rest of my curse as the DRS is deactivated for the tunnel. Briefly open the DRS as we exit the tunnel before this tricky downhill braking zone and tight chicane in 1st gear. You can clearly see it's not completely dry yet in this sector, so we have to be careful getting up to 5th gear before shifting down 1 gear for Tabak and almost losing the rear end of the car, but we are keeping it together and we downshift to 2nd gear for the chicane at the start of the final sector, getting as close to the wall on the left as possible to open up the corner of Raskas in 1st gear, keeping it in 1st gear for the final corner and on the throttle as soon as possible on the run down to the line and completing a decent lap in Monaco in tricky conditions. And as we are looking at the full qualifying results, it's my teammate Olicard who takes his 2nd pole position of the season. Aeroden 27 completes the front row from So Solid, Ardizio Carlos, Moss, Andrew Holmes 17 and myself in P7. Further down we have Woody, Tadger, RD Milden, Kex 35 and Bessa completing the grid. For this unique race I made a unique video that I believe will do the talking. So sit back and enjoy the race edit of the Monaco Grand Prix.
Forfeit the game before somebody else takes you out of the frame and put your name to shame, cover up your face. You can't run the race, the pace is too fast, it just won't last.
We've been given a time penalty. It'll be added to your time at the end of the session. We fixed the problem with curves. It should be back online. You need to let the car behind you pass. He's not racing you for position. Light rain expected in around 10 minutes.
Somebody else takes you out of the frame. Put your name to shame, cover up your face. You can't run the race, the pace is too fast, you just won't last. Forfeit the game before somebody else takes you out of the frame. Put your name to shame, cover up your face.
Just be careful when overtaking, otherwise we might get a penalty.
You like to think you're never wrong.
You've lost your front wing. If you can nurse Push the car back to the pits, we'll fit a replacement. Okay, back to the pits, we've lost the front wing.
And these are the full race results. A dominant victory by Oligard from pole position and setting the fastest lap of the race. Aerodan 27 and RD Carlos join him on the podium. Then comes Woody in P4 and Moss in P5. Further down we have Beza, Andrew Holmes 17, RD Milden, myself in P9 and Tadger taking the final point. Not finishing the race are Kex 35 and So Solid. And after round 6, this is what the Drivers' Championship looks like. As we now have come to an end of this round, I want to thank you for watching and see you all in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix.